Alrighty, we're finally back. Decent intermission. And I have no idea where we left off either. Never mind, I remember. Wrong one. Let's see here. That's the one we need. Nice little blue runner we got right there. Which one do we need? H15. Hey buddy, where are you at? I hear you grumbling. Oh shit, where'd I put my bathroom? There we go. That right there. Oh shit. Not too much to today's stream other than just some light building. The dog grumbling. What's up, buddy? One second. Trying to get on the bed? Come on. Jump. Yo. Gotta be careful because I'm gonna start knocking around the desk. You got what you wanted? Oh, I got the fucking beanie. This one's gonna go right in there. So. Nice. So they do a really good job of blocking the part that gets hit with the nipper. Not too shabby. It's the other side. 14. Gotcha. There, we left a little bit more there. Really? Oh shit. There we go. Yeah, let's see what we got on the leg right now. Looking for the camera up here too. Background hits right there. There we go. It's a little bit of a clearer look. Overall, not too bad build on the leg. 50-50-50. C211, C111. No, not too shabby on the leg side of things. I-22, that's, oh, okay. Not undergated, but good enough. I-22 over here, and I-21 coming up on this side. Oh shit. Yellow. Hey, Steven. There we go. Pop that guy on there. This guy's kind of stubborn. Huh. This one is being a little piece of shit. Hey, Steven. So this one, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, but it is gonna be, let's see here, this little guy. So once he's all done, maybe looking something like that. So I got this little fucker on because he's being all stubborn. Oh, never mind. Yeah, Casey. There we go. That sucker in right there. Got it. Turn that one up a little bit. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a lot more to show for it once I get a little further down tonight. But so far, that's the leg. A little piston and everything in there. A little leg slider up there. Okay, let's see where we actually left off on, because we weren't too far out on the leg. Yeah. 5. Slowly but surely. Not normally with work and stuff like that, it takes me a few weeks to actually get something even small like this one done. But at some point I had a lot more actually to show for it. But putting stuff away and things like that, I've had some kids kind of go missing. But trying to build up the shelves once again. Trying to get to actually building them this time instead of letting them build up in the backlog. You on your break or you're off?
No, I'm
Oof.
My ears hurt.
So that shit's... Hey, Kira. Down sits pretty flush, but that is nifty. Look at that. Little panel pops out and slides up. A little hidden little pieces in there. Yeah, so far it looks coming along decent. Not too shabby. Had little pieces, some pieces where I went a little bit too deep cleaning up nubs, but hopefully when I put on just like the flat matte clear coat, it should be good. And it is. That's going to be a leg and a little foot right here that eventually snaps in there like that. Down here. Slowly but surely. Where were we on that? God damn it. 61. There we go.
Oh. That's tough.
Yeah, what you have to tell them?
Because they missed out on cutoffs for expedited and express shipping.
Ooh, consequences of their actions.
Mm-hmm.
Fucked around and found out. Like these, I don't think I gotta clean too much because they're gonna be hidden away beneath the white panels or like other colored panels. So in these, I do admit I get very lazy. So you're gonna have pieces like that that actually go on the outside. So those need to be a little bit more carefully snipped. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm muted. I've been kind of quiet and distracted because I'm watching Predator in the background, so it might be on my end. I just haven't been speaking very loudly either. Did that confirm anything for you on your end at least, or nah?
Confirm your pussy pops severely. Woo!
My pussy popped severely and I'm in the ER.
No, that's not how it goes.
I don't know
Your
it.
pussy or my pops severely, and yours don't.
Ooh.
Hey, what the fuck?
Did I put this in the wrong one? No, I did not. Set the snap in there. There we go. Ew, these things get a little scary sometimes because you don't know if you're building or just destroying. There we go. Alrighty, so this inserts where? Fuck. C14 now. Oh, you can hear me a lot better. Yeah, it might be just that I haven't really been talking or speaking very loudly for that matter. This other webcam though, that one is being a little funky right now, but it might just be all the focusing in and out, in and out. It's fucking it up. Did you finish more of the little plaster cake? I don't know if I saw any more updates on that one, but it looked pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, these little guys, I've had a really good time building them in the past. Um, they're not as complicated as they're made out to be, much less now that they got a little bit more popular and you have English instructions. Before you'd have to hit it with the with like that Google Translate lens on your phone if you even had that ability half the time. Because there are some like little directions that tell you like make sure this piece goes in first, or please make ensure that the order's right. Not too sure if you'll be able to see, but like they actually go through and translate now. Let's see if I can focus. That did nothing. But so now they're not nearly as time consuming as they were before. And even then, like on the older, more difficult kits, they were a lot easier to actually get done. Um just realized my internet's being fucky on the laptop. Nah. Hopefully that is a fix. Let's try that. And here's that. Here. There we go. Maybe that fixed it. Ah, but we'll see. Let's see here. Where was I? Oh yeah, this little guy. Not much cleanup on that one, thankfully. Yeah, hello. Hey, how you doing, man? I haven't seen you. How have you been? Let's see here. Now let's try to figure this fucking confusing thing out. There we go. Upside down. Snap that in. No, it doesn't snap in, but it just sits in there. All right. And pop this into this panel. So it's gonna go in like that. My hands are all jittery because I've never had steady hands. Hey, that's pretty cool. Little panel here. I'm guessing. Oh, that's where I fucked up. There we go. I'll put these on backwards. All right, let's pull this out real fast. Okay. There we go there. Alrighty, so it looks like this was placed in backwards because I was not paying any sort of attention. I still am at the deli, yeah. Oh, nice. I'm glad you noticed Evangelion figures. It's I had a lot of fun putting those together. I was just really frustrated by the fact that they were the same kit over and over. So as much as I like building these things, I do get tired of the repetitiveness. Yeah, how's my sailor treating you, man? 'Cause I know the last when I saw you were like a little bit more up, way more up north, I should say. There we go. Now that pops back in there. And that is going to be what we're looking for, not the other way around. So that's a valid confusion to have because they're made by Bandai, which is the same company that puts the Gundam kits together. And they actually the inner frames are very similar at that. Yeah, now I have one up here. The one that gets brought up every stream. Yeah, so like their builds, plastic use, they're very similar, man. Hey Tony. Yeah, I could say the same for you, man. It's been a few years, hasn't it? I feel like a lot of us just barely miss each other, right? Ooh. Yeah, they tend to pop pretty easy, but let's see. Yeah, Modesto, that's I don't blame you, man. Both on the prices and how it's gotten. But what have you been up to, Tony? Because I feel like I haven't seen you in years either. You or Ganda, either way. I seen her run into Jesus all the time though. 48, let's see, 16. Fucking tell me about it, man. Decade, it sounds long, but it's really shot by. Where the fuck did 48 go? Oh. It's funny running into people that you've known for that long, even with, no weird feeling between them, but just realizing how like different they look, but surprisingly the same. But I mean, I guess that's pretty much how faces work, huh? I realize I'm not giving this the cleanest build, but these little pieces down here in the gray, those should at least be hidden away pretty nicely, so there's not too crazy need of strict cleanups. I did see you were a dad, man. How old's your kid? The winery, that I didn't expect, man. I'll be honest on that one, Chief. But I guess it's also surprising to hear half the time, given where a lot of people work, even myself. Pretty funny of all places I ended up being at a dispensary, right? And I forgot which is 48 and which is 49. Fuck me. Alright. Let's see here. C6 and C7. We can work with that. What's his name? What do you do at the winery? You like you manage the place, or do you work more like in the sales for the final product? Or is it more like processing wine, huh? I do, yeah, I've been there for about a year and change. Yep, that's the what do they call it, Patty? The the higher standard of living biting you in the ass, huh? Luca, that's a nice name. I don't come across that one too often, but that is nice. It's been years since I've watched Predator, and it's funny hearing the Arnold's thick ass accent yelling at the monster. No more Antonio. I was gonna say, not even as a middle name, man. You gotta keep it going somehow. I think that's the long-standing question I had too. If I was gonna hit him with the Manuel or the Alejandro, if we get to that point, I think we'll break the cycle too. Although I feel like I spend a lot of time not trying to think of boy baby names if we ever get pregnant, because I don't know if I want to raise a boy. It's gonna be fucking annoying like me half the time, I bet. Get to the chopper. That and the fucking kill me now. I was watching Tenet earlier too, and I forgot how good that movie was. I was genuinely surprised to see how low it got reviewed at 69. Here comes the guessing game now. I think we're going this way like that. Wrong one. I'm guessing this is the right one. Looks like it. We'll see. I gotta clean that up a little bit. Really? The Eloy's kid is the same way. He's like super small and quiet, but he surprisingly knows his way around the computer really well. Or at least it looks like he knows how to look shit up at least. I think a lot, a few more years ago, I would have been a lot more against having a boy, but now I think I just say it for shits and giggles. I don't think I'd mind.
Why are you telling me that all the time?
I'm gonna leave you if we have a boy.
You probably will.
We're gonna be the opposite of that one king. I'll be giving the little fuckers away. Eloy does have a kid. Yeah, he has two actually. Evan and fuck, what's his name? Thomas or Ben? Which one comes first? I think it's Ben first. I'm a shit uncle, but Benjamin Tomas. Yeah, there we go. That sounds right. I think he's fuck me. I'm a horrible person. He's at least three, right? I'm gonna say at least three, give or take. Eloy, yeah, I feel like it's crazy because a lot of people tell me they just run into Eloy in random places. But then again, that kind of goes with the small town, huh? Because I don't, yeah. Pobre niño. Fucking, it's funny hearing my parents fucking calling him over. Tomas! Pobre nombre. Wait till I get like kick out of my dad's dog's name, man. Fucking name that little guy Tisolk. Alright, got a little panel sticking out there. That goes in there and boom. A bit more piece, huh? Not too bad. Oh, looks like the movie's ending. Trying to figure out what to snap on, what to throw on next, but so far that leg doesn't look too shabby. You have a good one, man. Ah, of course I remember you. Hopefully you jump on next time I go on. You have a good one, man. Uh, that's fair, dude. How's Madeira treating you, man? I always think about how like I want to move to Kingsburg, but I also don't know if I do. Because it seems quiet enough, but sometimes quiet leads to fucky things, huh? Oh, ooh. There we go. There's the leg. That is pretty hefty for a real grade. Like that Ava that we pulled out. That thing was tiny. Let's see here. There's a stain somewhere on my little thing. Alrighty, so oof. We got this. This is like a normal 144 grade, and this is the exact same grade. So it's gonna show like how hefty this guy's gonna be. It's gonna be like here, it's gonna be fat. If I was much more familiar with Fresno, I feel like I'd want to move out there, at least for like the sake of what's out there, like to eat and stuff like that. But then hearing all the gnarly shit out of there also doesn't make it sound all that worthwhile. There we go, a little bit of movement there. Let's see, I think this panel. Yeah, that panel should still come out like that. These should open up a little bit to some degree. And got the separation there. Woo! I feel you, man. Yeah, no, sometimes if you go too deep though, it gets a little too confusing. I used to do this a lot a few years ago, just sitting down watching something on TV and burning through a couple kits. See, I hated Fresno traffic and then I got traumatized by LA traffic. Both are shitty. But Fresno traffic, I'll admit, man, I'm a menace on the road.
Yeah.
I've done much more damage in Fresno than I have here. I think I've been in two. I don't think I've been in two crashes, and they've only been in Fresno. Ain't that a fucking bitch, huh? Well, there's a little leg. Not too shabby there. I'm probably gonna skip over building the other leg at least on stream, just because again I hate the repetitiveness. But we can at least move on to starting the hip or the little waist unit. That's gonna be down there like that. Who are we doxing? G. Fuck. Wrong one. ¿Dónde está el G? Or is it la G? There we go. The new way that they started modeling the waist pieces are kind of annoying. Simply because they mess around they make the pieces a little bit too complicated in that, so they break a little easier. Actually that's not a bad idea, man. I've always been wondering about like having, well, not wondering, I've been always interested in having a little bit more of a permanent life insurance than one dependent on me staying where I work. We always get tired of where we work. How long you been doing the insurance thing? Here we go. Ooh. Sometimes you can get a little bit over eager and cut way too much of the fucking plastic. Luckily, it's the softer plastic. That's the gray plastic for like the inner frames. Damn, 12 years. I think the longest I've stayed with any company has been what, like maybe 3 or 4? Something like that. I mean, if we count the county as a whole, it would have just been 1. It would have been like a little shy of 5 years, like just a few months and change. But if we're talking departments, I don't think I've lasted more than a couple years in the same department. 17. Where'd that go? Oh, there we go. Hey. I always hate how sometimes, just for the sake of catching something on the camera, you have to get like the funkiest angle to cut the simplest thing. Let's see here. We'll move G off to the side for now. F as well. Let's see. Maybe sometimes it's a little bit nicer to leave some minor nubs in these, because the last, like that purple Ava that I showed, the wrist on that screwed up, or not the wrist, the waist on that screwed up really fast. I have to balance it all funky for it to stand. Got tired of insurance and sales. So the wine, how do you go about selling the wine? Is it like more like wholesale, like restaurants, or is it more like like little accounts, or more like a like the people that's like stocking? 6.5 years. Where was that at? Man, I was going crazy just long enough, hitting almost 5. But also too, I think it was being in a department that didn't really fit my strengths. Because child support, as much as I love the interviewing part, uh, the actual like transcribing and all that, I don't think that was really for me. I was struggling more than I'd care to admit. There we go. Yeah, that kind of works. That's a little start of the waist at least. Go a little bit more focused. There we go. Here's the second camera. It's a little bit off to the angle. Ah, same. G24 and F17. Alrighty, so F17 on this side. You are up here. Oh. Is there a second F17? Oh. You know what? I answered my own question. We're not gonna have two separate weights, we're just gonna have one. That's why I can't find the second one on the other runner. They'll that'll do it. I think that's how I felt sometimes working at like the smaller places where I was. Like even if it was something as light as calling out, it would be like the biggest guilt trip, right? Like, oh, like we need you to step up, stuff like that. Like FYE was kind of shitty. Target, I like yeah, Target didn't was a weird environment, but I can't really blame the management. Like I I recognize there was a lot of transition as far as like policy and workload at the time. Just stretched out some leads more than others. Alright, let's grab the other one. That's gonna be G on this side. There we go. What are you looking for? G24, okay. Not the prettiest, but it works. Yeah, these are definitely gonna have some plating over them, so yeah, trim them enough to fit. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Let's see, same general idea. Pop that in there. Make sure the little trucks are working. There we go. And then was it G18? Yeah. Where you at? Where you at? There we go. Sweet. Awesome. Clean that up and then we should be able to snap it together. Alright, so where does this go? Okay. It would fit if I actually remember to clear this one, right? Well, I feel that. Like, I think as much as like FYE was fun because I got to like see all the new stuff coming in and pre-orders and things like that, but I don't think I should have stayed as long as I did.
Networking options available. And then networking options.
Oh, so it really does just sit in there. That's weird, but okay. That's what it says. Fuck it. If it fits, it fits. There we go. There's a start of the waist. You know what? I do remember being sorely disappointed by like a Marie Callender's I think it was their macaroni platter or something like that. I do love their pie though. I don't think their chicken pot pie was bad. Guess I don't remember it to be. Let's see here. 22. The I remember being jealous as fuck when those Kid Cuisine commercials would come on. Because I knew my mom wouldn't want to buy them for me, but that brownie, that cosmic looking brownie always looked really good. Oh, got that up there. Alright, snip these right there. Snip right there. Got one last snip. That works. No. F8, F8, 16, 16. There we go, there's 16. Okay, so it is an identical part. That works.
This bitch better give me
That's the one.
shit.
I like your singing.
I wasn't singing.
Oh, I thought you were singing. F8 and F16 again. What should I put on? We just finished Predator.
Oh.
We did. Do we want to be traumatized by The Ring?
Do you want to watch Fever Pitch? Ooh, The Ring. Actually.
What's Fever Pitch?
The one with Jimmy Fallon and Drew Barrymore.
I never watched it.
That's a lie. We watched it together.
I don't remember. You sure it wasn't with your other boyfriend?
No, it was you.
You cheating. You fool!
We watched it in the living room. I want everyone in the street to notice that he stood still.
I think I remember. It was no. Oh no, I'm thinking about How to Lose a Man in 10 Days. Do we own it? We are. We're arguing about what to watch next. The Fever Pitch, let's see. Yeah. Quick intermission while I Google that real fast. That is on. It's not streaming from anywhere, but we have the Voodoo. It's the one we don't name. No, I think I'd feel worse if I knew he had a name. Ooh, it's Pray for the Devil. I wonder if they're ever gonna get Pedro Infante movies on Voodoo. There's an unrated version of it. Alright, Fever Pitch is now playing. I've heard really good things about Bullet Train.
Hard. Oh my god.
What happened?
That one lady that I was complaining about. I helped her for almost an hour, just trying to track down some options for her. I checked Nike stores, checked Foot Locker, checked Dick's, found some at Dick's that she could get expedited or express shipping.
So was she more complaining that sizes were out or that she couldn't find it?
No, it's that we don't have holiday. We don't have expedited or express
shipping anymore. There we go.
Yeah, so it took me a while.
You know what? This one's actually to a strong start. He didn't know nobody. Yeah, Lou. You think she was happy?
She told me I made her one.
Nice.
and she sent me emojis with stars.
Tell her to do the survey. Your dog's gonna kill himself.
I'll tell her to do my survey, and if not, I'll kill myself.
People don't care about us. They care about dogs.
But he did know the greatest place to bring any kid, the heart and soul of Boston, Fenway Park.
I have some memory of this coming back. Like memory-wise, I'm at a 2 out of 10 right now.
Dude, it's just like such a good movie.
Alrighty. I don't know what we're building on the waist just yet. If that's what it's coming out to right now. And then, yeah, that's okay. That's a little funky. And that snaps in there like that. That goes in there like that. So, you know what? I think we're building the skirt on the front. I'm pretty sure that's what we're building. So let's see here. We got number 1 up there. Yeah, that's exactly what we're building.
Oh, never mind.
Now it looks like that's gonna be holding the little skirt coming off of that end like that, coming down. It'll make more sense in a minute. More sense, more sense. Okay, that's nifty. Okay, we'll see how that goes. G21. Top G.
This is the fuck.
You know, I think Zoolander's where how I'm gonna cap the night off because I'm still wanting to watch it.
Bitch, no, we're gonna cap the night off with How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. You gotta watch both, like back to back.
Alright, we'll watch. We're gonna be up late, so we'll watch Zoolander and then How to Lose a Guy.
No.
How to Lose a Guy?
What I want first and what you want after.
Once you're asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you want to play Devil in Me? I'm open to watching the movies instead, because that also sounds really good. Yes. There's been a few. The one that really frustrated me, I got it for free in a raffle, which is why I'm very grateful. But the kit was a piece of shit. It was like the little fucking hand grenade. It was the real grade Justice Gundam. And that little fucker would not stay put together. As much as you did your damnedest, you would just have to resort to gluing it. And I didn't even do that because I didn't want to ruin the model. Because I got it from a friend at the time. Would I still consider Riley a friend? Or an estranged person? Because we didn't have a falling out. He just moved on from Gundam when we stopped talking. Alright, so that looks like it's gonna pop in there, cementing these two pieces. I wanted to glue it. I didn't glue it because I think ultimately I just didn't even want to make the effort of gluing it. But if I did, it would have been nicer. Because it looked nice. It was just one of those things where it was one of the early real grades. So because of that, the engineering just was not there, right? It wasn't really the strongest build at that. Let's see. There we go. We're looking for C. Oh, fuck. D. Let's see here. Two. Let's see, 1. Oh, here we go. There's D. We're looking for 18 on that one. Where'd you go? Oh, there we go. Some that over there. I will say I think the kit that I've had the most film building was a master grade. It was the name of it was the double O, and then the subset of that was the XN Riser, which is like a little deployable jetpack that becomes a like a pod or ship. I don't know what you call it technically, but that one was cool because it was one of the few master grades that had a really cool feature to have. I think it was 3 to 4 LEDs in it. And at that point in time, the LED units weren't like strung together with wires. They were a straight up battery attached to a little LED. That one was fun. Um, I promise you, they're not that complicated. They're if you're into painting them, they're a much slower grind because you're either at like you're gonna build the kit, snap it together, take it apart, and paint it, or you're gonna be like one of the guys who I guess is the approach that I took on the Grandpa Gundam that I'm working on. That I haven't been more in paint it because it's been cold, and I feel like that messes with the way the paint actually ends up sitting on the model. But cutting everything, cleaning it up, and then painting everything on its own, and then snapping it together, which fucked me over in the long run. That one, once I snap pieces together, they'd get all scratched apart. When was That's a hard one to gauge. I want to say maybe when I was 21 was when I built my very first one. No, I think a little before that because I don't think we'll settle for 20 to 21 simply because that's I think when I was working at the health department and I remember vividly talking about kits then. That was the earliest I remember, but that one is a good question because I'm not 100% sure. I think that to now has been what, like maybe 7 years off and on. Which I think the main reason I stopped in the first place was simply because a lot of kits were being not overprinted, but just repainted for different special editions, and that was the frustrating part. Because like I said, I don't mind building these at all. It's the repetitiveness of it, and then having to build the same kit again and again with just different color on it felt just like a really fat cash grab that was hard to keep buying into. But luckily, it's been a few years. It's been more series, so there's a lot more. That's the wrong one. There's a lot more variety when it comes to the kits being printed now. And so now that's why it was again easier to just like this was a kit release I believe this year or at the very late 2021. And the like as you can tell it's small as it is, there's a lot more going on in there. Um which you can't say for a lot of the earlier master or real grades because those their focus was just on giving you a smaller build, I feel. The complexity they're trying to dumb down, which like a lot of the inner frames were pre-built in some of the kits. Like I believe the X and Riser had like legs already built. And you just had to snap them out like a little weird 3D print. There we go. There is a lot of little pieces, which you're right, but the reason they're so small is at least this kit is a 1 to 144 scale, where a lot of the standard model kits or the other series that's just as popular would be the master grades, which those are what you would call a 1 to 100 kit. So they're obviously a lot larger in scale. And then you have something that's the perfect grade. So that one is a 1 to 60 kit, and that one is pretty fat. Master grades are definitely I wouldn't say more complex because they have a similar inner frame to a real grade. But there will be a little bit more definition and breakdown of parts in there. And that's why, for that reason, I would say they're a little bit more complex. But I think ultimately they would be easier to build because you're gonna have so much more. It's gonna be a lot easier to keep track of what you're doing with them. Hey, Ralph, how you doing, man? Let's see. Ah, there we go. That's where I fucked up. Fix that there. This piece is the stubborn one, but we should be able to figure it out. Yeah, everything's in there. It's just gonna be the matter. There we go. That's good to hear, man. I feel like I see you like in passing a lot. But I think it's because we're both of us are also heading like already heading somewhere, man. Either one of us is late or one of us is ready to talk, but it seems like it's always like a little bit of a mismatch. But I'm glad to hear you've been doing good, man. You don't hear that a lot now. Everyone's always going through something. It does there. Yeah, I'm finally all glad to have a day off. That's yeah, I think a lot of these kits, like when you have a like standard clear kits, for instance, those are a lot harder of a plastic than like these soft little just standard ABS. Wait, I don't think it's ABS. It's some weird poly something. Because you can't really melt these down and recast them. And that's the hard part with those. Talking about casting though, I don't know if you ever saw the little bongos that I unashamedly ripped off from the little Dead Bird toys, but I casted it in a color changing pigment. So when it's hit with the black light, or at least the UV, you have a nice like violet going on in there. It'll take some time. It'll change back. This little guy right there. Keep y'all company right there. That little guy, he wasn't too hard to make. If anything, he was more of a test of my patience because I wanted to bust him out of the little casted of the little mold so fucking fast. Did she throw up on him? I feel like I remember that part.
Mm-hmm. She didn't remember that part.
If he loves me, you'd let me get sloppy drunk and you change me.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you have to do? I have to deal with you when you're sloppy high.
When I'm violently high.
Yeah.
So that one I casted myself in a rip-off of sense, but the guy who actually makes these, he has a much stronger grasp of casting and like resin and black lights. So that's a big one. That's the Sofubi right here. He is hollow, but there is sometimes 1 pound variants. And then this is the guy I just got in that I posted. He's a nice blue. He's a little prototype where he's using liquid pigments. So like the glow you're not gonna see much, but I guarantee you if it was dark he'd be glowing pretty nicely. Yeah, like off camera he shines quite nice. So that work is the reason why I do want to learn to work with pigments a lot more. Because I do think it would be fun to get like a nice crazy glow going on. I think yeah, you snapped this guy right in. Do you? You do. There we go. I was snapping him in the wrong part though. So okay, see this is the part that fucking sucks with these little pieces. Because they're so small, they like to travel more than they should or feel like they're gonna break. Oh my god, fuck me. You know what? We're gonna take the coward's way out. We're gonna slam it into the other one and then just hope it doesn't break. I should make an effort. Will Deadpool say maximum effort? Oh, there we go. Sweet. Okay, so now it's in there. It's gonna be one of the few times you see me stressing. It's not working? Or it's all... Ooh. You gave me a little heart attack. I thought it... It's its body. I might end this one then.